My question is for Kristine. Did you ever accidentally end up mothering the cast when you weren't on scene because you were just so into that role with them?
Have some of Mama's milk. You look hungry.
Oh my God. I wish you did. Sarah, calm down.
Hit it. Not so much tea. Christ.
I love that I just grabbed my tit.
Sometimes you just squirt.
Yeah, no, actually, my niece who lives in Athens, actually is breastfeeding all 4 of her children, and the oldest is 8. And they asked her to be on the cover of Time magazine. You know, there was that cover like 6 months ago, and her dad went,
No.
"Please, don't." No, what was the question?
Did you ever end up mothering the
Not
cast?
in that way, really.
One would hope not.
The relationship between Sarah and I, who's most of my stuff the first season was with her, we just kind of fell into that sense of mother-daughter really naturally. We didn't talk about it for years, about how it just clicked right away. I didn't really get a chance to be with all these guys until the 2nd season. But I don't know, I didn't feel that mothery, just with Sarah and Dawn. Michelle. I like to visit Nicky at his trailer in his rocking chair.
I had a rocking chair in front of my trailer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Rocking chairs are my favorite thing in the world.
Every chair I own, you pretty much the rocking chair.
Awesome.
Have to always be.
They're no cool. Oh, hi.
Hello. I've heard other people asking this in other panels this weekend, and I thought it was really great, so I'm stealing it. Each of you, being on your giant shows, lots of great set dressing, wonderful props departments. I've seen pictures. Did any of you have like a favorite crazy grimoire or axe or something? In the case of Nikki and Kristine, or a favorite random highly glossy gewgaw from Dollhouse. Everything on that show was lacquered. And did any things kind of make it home with you? Mysteriously, you don't know how it happened. There's a prop or something from your shows in your house.
Do you want to?
Well, this isn't exactly the right answer to that question particularly, but I went to photography school after I died, and I had an assignment to do a still life, and I was kind of like, a still life, how boring. And then I got this idea, so I called up the guy in the prop department, and I went in and I got all these like super gory things and made this fabulously dark, sinister still life. So that was cool, being able to raid the prop department. But I was very attached to my house and the things in my house. It felt like home.
The only thing that I took the shoes that I wore for my dance number in I'll Never Tell, just because they're really comfortable, Clark shoes, and I still have them. Which actually I might sign one day and do a charity situation with, because there's only one pair. And then also when I was a vampire, I had a really beautiful black leather coat from Barney's leather coat, and I took it. And then so I had it for like 3 years, and it was like I would wear it all the time, and it was just, it just became a glow. It was perfect, it's worn perfectly. And then I went to Tennessee for work, and I left it in the hotel room. I was devastated. And then so I went back to work on Monday, and I walked into the wardrobe department, snuck in, and I took the other one that they had.
That's awesome.
Which, by the way, is very 90s. I tried to wear it, and
it's a little late
really
to wear.
Yeah, I gotta wait for that.
Yeah, my husband has an old leather coat.
They'll come back.
Yeah.
Totally.
I call it dead leather. So you wearing dead leather today?
Yeah.
Melly, our prop guy, Chris Caramata, was so amazing. He's become a good buddy of ours too. And they just think of everything, you know, when they care that much. It's awesome. And so Melly, because I guess they just decided she was like a goofy Southern girl. Her keychain to get in and out of the apartment was a little potato that said Idaho on it, and I actually had like a couple keys on there, and like nobody noticed that when we were done with them that day. Like nobody asked for them. I think there was a lot going on, so I just took them, hoping they would never ask, and it's actually in my hope chest right now. I have the keychain. Because it was just so symbolic of her. I thought it was perfect, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty cute, Idaho potato. And then there was a scene in Needs when we all wake up and we're kind of our original selves again, and we have this like epic scene with all of us in the pod room. The pods are very comfortable, by the way, in case you're wondering. And there was this scene, and I was like, we need a weapon to fight, and they're like beautiful. You know, the sets are absolutely stunning, and so there were like these cool artsy branches and twigs everywhere, and I was like, I'll do this, and it says Melly or November like breaks the twig, and you know, it's a weapon, which it's not because it's a twig. But that's like as good as she could get. And I couldn't break the damn thing. Like they had backups, I couldn't do it. And Liza was like, why? I can't believe you cannot break this twig right. She's like, it's a branch, just do it. So eventually I did, but I only got like that much of a piece off of it. It was kind of ridiculous. So that is also at home with me as well.
Hence the hovering.
Hence the hovering, right. Like I'm no use, like I can kind of kick ass if you choreograph it for me, but gathering information is my strong point.
Prop people are amazing though. They're amazing. They're so unsung because when you're an actor on a set and they can tell you so much, and the richness of all those little items just feeds you in the most
set
amazing
dressing
way.
too, everything.
Yeah, I remember when I got cast on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I had auditioned as the main mom, and when I read the script, I had a completely different concept of who Mae Thompson, the next door neighbor, was. So they just called me and offered me the part, and I'd never auditioned for it, and I was like, I don't think I am that person. This is like, well, I can't like say no. So I was like, man, I hope this works out. But I kept working on it before I went, and I couldn't really get a toehold on it. And then I flew into Mexico City, and where we shot it, and they had built all the sets on this big studio lot that was amazing there outside of Mexico City. And so they were the set designer said, I'm going to take you on a tour. I'm so excited to show you your house. And we walked into the house, there was like floral wallpaper and all this stuff, and he went, you know, Mae's totally into florals. And it's like, in that moment, I was like, God,
yeah. You're like, yes, she is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, well, that's the end of our panel, actually. So thank you guys so much for showing up.
I'm gonna do the Snoopy Dance.